River Murray 2022, Saturday morning, peak flood height. Been stable for 4 days, rose 2 centimetres or something with the wind. Don't you love it when your levee bank doesn't need any work or maintenance or attention at all. A couple of little features I didn't put in the first video. That pole out there is a tap handle, which is tied to a 50mm gate valve, which is 9 foot below the water, maybe 12 foot. There's a 50mm gate valve which is welded to a Holden rim, which has had the bead cut off one side, and an inner tube, it's a 13-inch rim, inner tube fitted, beads cut off the back, and then that's installed into the stormwater drain. The tube's inflated, all the holes in the rim were welded up, and then spray foam was put around it, and then a truck tarp was put around that, and that was ratchet strapped to the stormwater drain, concrete. The idea being that A, stop the water coming in, that's obvious, and B, in 74 it rained and the water backed up behind, so that valve can be opened and release. If there's excessive rainwater behind the wall, you can let it out, right? And that and then that stormwater pipe goes back into the rising sun back there, sorry about that, about 50 metres, and then we've accessed the stormwater pipe and put a sump in, proper sump with power, foot valve, 2 pumps, screen, and an electric float pump, which runs off my professional electrical installation here. This is just the finer details. It's not the world's best video, alright? This is just how it's done. So there's a float pump back there, and if any water seeps past the Holden rim, or any rainwater comes into the valley, which is all done in ag pipe. Sorry about the sun, it's early. The float valve starts up, this lay flat inflates, and that discharge on the right discharges water. Now I can monitor that 24/7 from anywhere on the planet using the internet. Also, I can monitor it from my bed. Got a screen line on the floor under the bed, and we have a large infrared spotlight. Automatic infrared spotlight comes on at night time. Around the front of it. Sorry about the sun again, whatever. Which shines at night straight on those pipes. So night and day, 24/7. I don't have to come down here. I can just flick my phone on, or the computer screen, or any terminal, and I can see discharge or no discharge, and then I can go back through the logs and see when it was discharging on the logs on the alarm camera, which is unrelated, it's not alarmed, but it comes up on the alarm logs and you can monitor it. So the other thing I didn't show, this is just a touch-up video of the other construction methods, bits and pieces that I missed. Here is, I was going to knock up the bag mould later on, just for a demo. This is the method for twitching the bags down. You see, I don't know how good the photography is. You can see we put a steel spike in the top of the bag, round and round and round like a Christmas pudding, and then stab the spike into the bag. And what that achieves is the physics of the bag becomes a 4-sided entity, each side dragging on the side before, and therefore falling over is not possible. Because if you don't do something to these bags, they fall over like a bucket of water. The other thing that I didn't show in the first quick video, this is not a video, this is just construction techniques. Obviously we've got the three-phase joiner all boxed up, and the three-phase goes overhead, and we are within our legal parameters, which is 3.7 metres from the height of the water to your power cables. We're about, I think, 5.7 or something. I've got a stake there ready to go, which is 3.7. Should the SES turn up and want to start measuring things, I've got a preemptive strike. This is the other little detail that we built, or I built. It's nothing to look at. It's a scraper trailer for a mini digger. It'll carry 2 tons of sand and transport 2 tons of sand from about the sun on the other side. It will transport 2 tons of sand from the sand pit to the site as fast as I can load it, so probably 10 minutes round trip. Then you drag the sand off the scraper trailer, off the front towards the drawbar of the digger. Then you turn around and climb back up the trailer, elevating the digger, and then jack yourself up on your blade, elevating the digger like a little digger tower. And you can then load the top bag, because you're up about, half a metre off the ground, which is just enough to load the top bag. Now the thing that we're going to do is wrap this wall at the end of the season with the plastic that's lying on the ground on the other side, so I won't have to spend anything. And see how serene it is. A bit of a shot of the water, because I didn't it's not so much about the water, this is about how you build a cheap, low impact, environmentally friendly, recycled levee bank that actually works. And if you watch the news stories on the Mid-Murray flood at the moment, there's one topic that's quite interesting. It's called breaching of levee banks. And we've got plank in place for the meter reader, so there's no complaints there. And virtually no debris today. Quite strong current at peak flood. There is actually current out there, which is the first time I've seen anything like that. River Murray floods 2022.